Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. This video is going to be a little bit more specific. This video is going to be different, yet it has a tremendous meaning, and I do want to give you my real experience and my real feedback about this topic. We're going to be speaking about pregnancy and mental health. The basic point that I want to make is that I'm going to be reading a lot from my phone. I have a lot of notes, a lot of things that I want to give you in the most specific and, let's call it, healthy way possible, practical way. So I want to start by saying that it is essential to mention, this is the disclaimer, that speaking about pregnancy and mental health is a complex interplay of biological, psychological, and social factors. Also, I want to give you the disclaimer that the feedback and experience that I'm going to be speaking about here may not be specifically PPD, which is postpartum depression. Okay, so usually what we can have is some type of postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety, or even adjustment disorders. This usually the first year after there's a childbirth. But I don't have kids. What? My real experience and my practical experience is going to be speaking about my dog when I got my dog. So, I am going to be first and foremost giving you a little bit of summary key points in terms of pregnancy and mental health. How can these come into play in your life? Exactly what is this? A little bit of a definition. So, the first is if there are any PPD, any postpartum anxiety, or other stuff, it can come from pre existing conditions. In this case, if a parent has a history of anxiety, depression, can be bipolar depression or other conditions. Then we can have perinatal mood disorders. Basically, these include conditions like the PPD, postpartum depression, postpartum anxiety, and psychosis or other adjustment disorders. So, basically, these symptoms of the mood disorders include sadness, difficulty bonding with the baby, and other intrusive thoughts. Then we have impact on parenting and child development. Basically, we can have untreated mental health issues that can affect parenting ability and the child's emotional development. Then we have the partner's mental health. So it's not only the mother who experiences these mental health challenges during pregnancy and postpartum. Both parents struggle and can struggle with anxiety, depression, or stress. Okay, now that I've given you a little bit of a summary key point of what exactly I am here speaking about, I'm going to give you my experience. And then we're going to go to the most interesting part, which is my tips, how I overcome this, and how I can give you some tips that may even help you. Again, my experience is very limited. It is, but I feel like it's an interesting topic to speak about. And not only interesting, it's very important and crucial. So, with my experience, basically, when I had my dog, she's right there behind me in my bed, when I had my dog at the beginning, I felt like I couldn't provide for her. A couple days after I was alone with her, I was faced with the reality that I wasn't happy. I had a lot of intrusive thoughts that I just couldn't take care of her. I felt stuck. I felt a real wave of anxiety, depression, and just feeling overall stuck. I felt like I couldn't have her. I felt like maybe it wasn't a good decision. Why did I have these? I don't know. Maybe there are, like I mentioned here before, some mental health topics that I needed to have addressed. And at that time, it basically exploited all this. Okay. So it doesn't matter if it's planned or not. Even if it's something planned, you don't have to feel, but I planned for this and yet I'm still feeling these things. You don't have to worry about that because life is like I said in the beginning, it's a complex of a lot of variables. It's a complex of every single thing that we are feeling, we have felt, and we are yet to feel. Okay, not to be too exoteric or not practical, but the basic point is we are in constant change. We are human beings, and as human beings, we are always evolving. So there are a lot of numerous and variables that come into play when we make a decision, when we react to something. I felt very, very weird. I had never felt like this. I felt like I was really in a prison. And at the same time that I loved my dog and I always wanted a dog, I felt like I wasn't worthy. So, with that being said, that was my experience. I am going to be reading to you some of the things that helped me go through it, some of the things that may help you to go through episodes like this. And then I'm going to give you a little disclaimer at the end because I don't want this video to be I don't want this video to be fake or anything and to be mixing two different topics. But first, let's go to this. So, one of the first advice and things you should do is seek help. I know it's very, very hard for us to ask for help. It is, especially because now I have a kid. Now I have this dog. It's mine. Why am I asking for help? Am I not capable of dealing with this? Am I not capable? Am I not worthy? Seek help. Okay. Don't hesitate to reach out to, in this case, official healthcare providers or even your friends, online groups, online forums. This is healthy. Okay. Not only because you are transmitting and you are venting your experience, but you are asking for help, which you may need. The other thing is going to be something more specific, which can be medication. Okay, this is a little bit of extreme, but I want to give you the real tips. Some medication might help. Again, there might be some lingering health and mental issues coming from your other experiences that may be cured with medication. Again, this is a big disclaimer because I feel like you should ask for help first. That's why it's number one. And then we go to this extreme of medication. Then we also have self-care, which is very hard to do. It's another little bit of an extreme because now that you have this child, now that you have this dog, and you are taking care of him or her, how are you going to have self-care? How are you going to have alone time? That can come from asking for help. It is important to have alone time. It is important that you have your own space to vent and to have even your intrusive thoughts. This was something that was a major key for me. Then we can have the mindfulness, or in this case, meditation. Again, this might be a little bit, how am I going to meditate? I don't even have space in my head to meditate. But the fact is, if you are a little bit more calm, you can deal with the situation in a more calmly manner. This might not give you a fixed solution quick away, okay, in this precise moment, but it's going to give you a different mindset in your head. And I also want to bring a different analogy to this point, which is instead of having a microscopic view, you can have a view with your own eyes. Sometimes we're only focused on this situation, on this, how this is happening, how this is affecting me. And when you think about the grander scheme of things and the grander scheme of life, it may not seem that big of a problem. Okay? Now, again, I am not generalizing this. I'm just giving you my tips. These are my 4 tips. The only practical stuff that you need to do besides this, in my opinion, is to write. If you write your thoughts, if you vent, you are exposing and you are dealing with them. I wrote a lot when I was in that situation. And it feels good because I am writing to myself and I am writing the things that I really want to say. And I am not at the same time asking for help. I am dealing it with myself. Now, do I think that long term this is healthy? No, no. This, in my opinion, is a quick fix for you to write. Then you should ask for help if you need it. Okay, and now the part of the disclaimer. I wanted to do this video because I honestly, this was a topic and something that they told me, okay, you can make a video about this. And when I read that someone suggested, that was the word that I was looking for. When someone gave me this suggestion, I was like, this is very interesting because I always wanted to have a specific topic and a baseline for me to talk about my experience that I had with my dog. And now I'm not going to be giving you my exact day-to-day experience and what I felt and what I did, but This is the basic point. I felt this, and I didn't bear a child. I had a dog. Something as simple as having a pet gave me this. Now, does that make me not viable? Does that make me not a good human being? Does that mean that I'm not worthy? No. So I'm telling you this type of situations and traumas can happen anywhere, at any time. No matter what you do, no matter how good you are, how rich you are always open to this. Now, how you deal with them, it's the big difference. I hope this was a helpful video. I hope, and I know that this was a different video, but yet you can take some keys, some notes for other stuff in your life. And I will see you in the next one. If you have any more suggestions, please leave them down below in the comments. Have a nice week. Take care. Goodbye.